Nobody's saying you can't own a gun. Nobody's even saying you can't carry a gun. All we're saying is you can't carry a gun in town.
Try getting the operator.
I think maybe that was the operator.
The Morning Stream. You are listening to Adele Dazeem.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It is February 25th, 2025. We got a 25-25 going on here.
Ooh, look at that. Yep. 25-25.
Been looking forward to this one.
It's a 225 2025.
Oh.
So close,
Yeah.
you know.
We're getting it's, enough to
It's fun.
Yeah, enough to call it out, I suppose, right?
Exactly.
We're not
just
gonna,
enough.
Yeah, we're not going to party or eat any food or anything, but it's
Barely enough to call it out.
Sure. Just enough over the edge. We hope you're all well. Hope you're all doing good. It is the morning stream with me and Brian. Hi, Brian. I'm Scott. How are you? Are you Brian?
Oh, I'm good, Scott. How are you? I am Brian. Yes, you may have heard of me.
Yeah.
Why? What have you heard?
Yeah, well, it's the rumors going around are that we have TMS Vegas fully in action right now. And
yes.
You might say to yourself, hey, Scott and Brian, when are those tickets available? Well, as hinted yesterday, they're available now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Here's a big holder image for it, just for funsies.
There you go. Look at that.
If you guys go to the following URL, tms.vegas, you're going to have to scroll all's the ways downs on the page, but you will find it. Down there it says, whoops, it won't show up on the screen. Hold on. There we go. Just pull that up. As you can see at the very bottom of the page, buy a ticket is currently
right there.
linked.
There it is.
And
it's
you can
active
go.
link.
That's right. Now, you might say to yourself, Scott, why isn't this just up on the TMS page? Oh, it's there too. We're not making it hard for you. You'll find it no matter where you need to go. So you can go find that at frogpants.com/TMS. Either of these two locations will get it. I'm not telling you to click that swag bag only thing, but you might want to just for fun. I'm not going to, but I'm going to let people experience that on their own.
Sure.
That's a good time. And that's an important note to make here. When you go to get your tickets, you'll notice that the swag only option is not up there yet. That's because we need to get a full count on what we're doing with regular tickets before we do. They are less than last time. They were $69 last time. We have dropped that price to $59.99.
What?
Why are we doing that? Because the rest of the world inflates while we deflate. Okay?
Because we're crazy.
That's right. Look at this swag, though. That's a mock-up. I'll get the real version once they're printed. But the coin this year is going to be awesome. Very excited. We got a challenge coin, cool. Big thick one. We got new shot glasses this year with a big old Frog Pants frog on there.
Nice.
We got a couple of stickers, die-cut stickers, one of this year's key art of me and Brian standing in front of the Las Vegas sign, Brian pointing at it, which is now the tradition of pointing. This is artwork I created a while ago. We got Mario stuck in the Last of Us universe, turning into a zombie mushroom head sticker. That's also in there. Carter's providing a print this year, 5x5 inch this year, and that's her capturing a monster with a net. And there's me licking a Kirby-based ice cream cone.
That is you. That is your tongue.
Yeah, that's my tongue, for the record. Yeah, see all the weird little bumps on it? It's totally accurate. And also, by popular demand, we have a coaster this year based on the art as well. So all of these things in your package and less than last year and available now, but they will be limited. So get in there while you get them, or while you can. If you're coming to Vegas, now's your time. Here's your chance. All right? So again, tms.vegas. Or frogpants.com/TMS, either one. Brian,
cool. Yes,
there's that. We've done that now.
Cool.
Right? We've done that? I think we've done that.
I think we've covered it. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say.
Vegas.
We could say more about the tickets, but why would we? Let them roll in. Oh, and per usual, this is important to note. The way it works is you'll buy them. You'll have an email that confirms it all. That's all you have to do. When you get to the event, we have both your order number and your name. So it's on a list. You just say who you are, blip, click, check it off, bam, you got your stuff. Kim or Carter, whoever's going to be handing them out this year will be giving them out. And since we're doing the board games a day earlier than usual.
Are we?
Tuesday, right? I thought you told me. You didn't tell me that?
It is Tuesday. Were we doing Wednesdays? I guess we were doing Wednesdays for the board game.
I thought you had to move it a day early because they had another event. scheduled at the.
I did last year. Maybe I just kept it there this year.
Oh, I don't know. I thought we had a conversation about this. Maybe I may have it wrong.
But I might be. Yeah, I've been drinking.
Either way, Tuesday she'll be there to hand them out and give everybody their stuff. So you're not going to get the stuff in the mail. Although when we have swag only options, those people will get them in the mail. That's how that works. Okay. Cool. Anyway, more on that as we get there. All right, we got a phone call. Got to play this.
Great. All right. Did this come to us? What is it? It's a voiceline.app/TMS, right?
It is voicecast.app/TMS.
App.
Yeah.
Okay. Cast.
Cast.
Got to remember it's cast.
Like podcast.
Like the die has been cast.
The die has been cast, sure. What else? The cast of Saturday Night Live.
Sure.
I'm wearing
except
a cast.
For Dana Carvey.
Oh, except
for Dana Carvey, Bill Hader, and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
For some reason.
They should do their own thing. They should just do a little one-off special. I would watch that.
I heard Dana Carvey was exhibiting signs of the flu, so he didn't show.
Yeah, and Martin Short ended up getting COVID at the 50th.
No way, really?
Yeah. Which is, he's no young chicken anymore. You got to be careful.
He's not. No, he's got to watch out for that sort of thing. Probably got it from Steve Martin. I mean, he's,
Oh, they're always making out.
Martin's teeth.
Suckling at Steve's teat.
Yeah.
You worried there's a little bit of a spreader event there, right? All these comedians getting COVID.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Who at the Saturday Night Live 50th would you want to get COVID from? Like if you're going to get COVID, whose COVID do you want? I think I want, man, I think I want, Blake Lively was there. She didn't say much.
No, she was pretty quiet. I think, let's see, the audience was full
I would take Ryan Reynolds. That's, listen, I'll take Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson. Yep.
Was she there?
Listen to Senor. I did. Oh, she was totally there. She even did she did a couple sketches. She did the one with. I
get that she's with Jost and everything, so it makes sense. But is it awkward because her ex is there? Ryan Reynolds is there in the audience. Must be a little weird, I
don't know. Never. They both seem like they're doing just fine. Yeah. Like there's no like, oh man, this person definitely did better than the other. It's like, yeah, they both kind of did just fine.
Yeah, I'd take it from her. She can give it to me.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, she gonna give it to me. Anyway, so we're gonna play this. This is a call about a weird dude and good soda. That's the only way I can describe this. And it's Nick from Western Massachusetts who is calling in, and let's hear what he has to say.
Hey, Scott and Brian. Nick from Western Mass here. Something really weird and gross happened to me while I was grocery shopping. Gross grocery. Okay, sorry. So I saw a guy, rather older gentleman, at the hot bar looking to buy some kind of hot food. This is the gross part. He goes over to the macaroni and cheese, takes the tongs, grabs some of the macaroni and cheese, places it into his hand, and then licks it off of his hand. Yeah. I can't be sure if said tongs, said tongue, and said cheese of macaroni all touched, but it was disgusting. I turned away very quickly, and then about 5 minutes later, I also then happened to see the same gentleman now perusing the chili at the soup section. And this is the weird part. I look over, and I'm not kidding when I say this. He is spinning a small crystal ball over the chili, thinking very hard to himself about whether he should buy the chili. I don't think he bought the chili. In any event, I'm not entirely sure what that was all about. I think it might have something to do with dowsing, but I won't try to figure that out here. Lastly, I will say, when it comes to the newer soda discussion, I am a huge Olipop fan, and the cherry cola is my jam. Highly recommend it. You really can't tell the difference, in my opinion, and only 5 grams of sugar. Thanks. Love the show, though. Bye.
Olipop?
Olipop. Yeah, I'm interested in checking out Olipop.
Doesn't ring a bell. Let's see.
Never heard of it, but I'm seeing OLIPOP, all one word.
Healthy prebiotic drink.
It's another prebiotic, yeah.
High fiber, less sugar, delicious flavor. High fiber.
They sure don't do a good job of making the cans look tempting, though, do they?
No, they all look like... The cherry one looks kind of cool, but the rest of these are boring.
I guess it's all nostalgia, but...
Yeah, they look like old school 50s stuff. It doesn't it? A little bit.
They do. Oh, they have a crisp apple.
Oh, Brian, you like a crisp apple, don't you?
I do. I love an apple soda, and I'm bummed that the only thing you can do is get Manzanita Sol, but
That classic
cool.
grape. I would drink that.
That's right.
Peaches and cream.
Looks like it's available at Target, Whole Foods, Walmart. All right, cool. I might go get some. God, I want a find in the soda aisle. I want a
they have
combo box.
They have a Dr. Goodwin, by the way.
Dr. Good. The names are just getting further and further from Dr. Pepper. Like, Dr. Thunder.
I guess it was always Mr. At least they have other. These are all doctors. Mr. Pibb never made sense to me.
Mr. Pibb kind of was the original one of these, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. These look good. I mean, they look. I don't know. I look like I get made fun of by a gym rat. Some guy would just see me drinking this and go, "What are you, lady?"
Pick up a real soda.
Yeah. He'd dude bro on me, but
whatever.
I'll try these. I'll go get them.
What does he know? Yeah, looks like the Target fairly close to me has these. So
the claim of high fiber is a little concerning because why is there fiber in there? Does that mean chunks? What are we talking?
Sodamucil.
Oof, I don't know about that.
Looks like the Target near me has cherry cola, grape, root beer, cream soda, lemon lime, and strawberry vanilla. But no, I repeat, no apple.
Well, then they don't know you very well, do they? Those jerks.
Exactly.
Real quick, that story about the guy, that is gross. Licking your hand, licking the macaroni off your hand is disgusting. Why would you do that?
Horrendous.
Yeah. They have, also the most grocery stores, they have like little sample things. So you could sample it.
A little sample cup or something. Yeah, right. Exactly. But I mean, it's mac and cheese. Yeah. Do you really need to take, let's see, it's an amusing vintage, not too presumptuous, good mouth feel.
Earthy.
I think I will buy a pint.
Yeah. It's very weird. And then him holding a crystal ball over the chili to see whether he'd buy it or not. That I can't give you I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I'm reading something. The spirits are talking to me. They're saying you're going to go to a different grocery store from now on.
I don't know why anybody thinks a crystal on a string is going to do shit for them. I'll never get it. I'll never get it.
Dowsing though, yeah.
I don't want to yuck anybody's spiritual yum. If you're into that stuff, that's great.
Do that if you like.
But if you want to explain it to us, like in plain terms, why you think a crystal does shit, well, then let me know. I'd love to know. Because I think it's bullcrap, that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it works. They are pretty. I'll give you that, Jeannie. She's right. Hang them in your car, you see the people with a little crystal going. I like those. They're a little distracting, but I like them. It's the chandelier covered in hanging crystal unit deals. Look, you got a ball right there. Show us your ball, right, Brian. Show us your ball.
Right there. It's a crystal ball with a who's the Pokemon with the like hacking? Is it hacking? It's the one he's like in a cloud it's the black one with a purple cloud.
I have no idea. The original 150, that guy, or
yeah.
I have no idea. I'm so bad at those.
Let's see if you could. There's a good view of him, right? Nope, I thought that'd be a good view of him, but
Fleeka Bork.
Wheezing. I think wheezing.
Wheezing.
Yeah,
okay. Coughing says the chat. Coughing with a K. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see here. Let's take a look. Let's go to the let's go to the Pokedex.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's make it real. Let's get it right. We don't like to half-ass this stuff.
It is not wheezing. Let's see. Ghastly.
Ghastly. That kind of makes sense.
It is ghastly. We have a winner. Congratulations.
Ding, 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 ding.
To Becca Albright was the first to say ghastly. Well done.
You get credit to Multi-Beast. You were late, but you knew.
You were late, but you knew, and so I'll hold this up. This will be part of my. This will be in my thumbnail today.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is really cool. Somebody got this for me, and then I went and bought a little light, like a USB powered rotating display that's got a light coming up from underneath, so it actually lights it up. Really cool.
Do they have? Like, can I get a little fetus version of Pikachu and stuff like that in those kind of balls? Is that a thing?
Why a fetus? You mean like a Raichu?
Well, no, I mean like, I guess you capture them. They're not
Pikachu
like
is the.
They're not like and they're not like eggs. I guess I don't know why I'm thinking of it that way.
This is like those things in the mall where it's a weird 3-dimensional image of you and your family encased in resin. Yeah, but this is like done with pixels and stuff, lasers or whatever. However they do it.
That'd be cool though if you had 150 of those. They all had each Pokemon of the 150.
Great. And this is heavy glass. This is not.
Oh, I thought that was rubber. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
You could do you could do David Bowie juggling type stuff.
Totally could, yeah.
Get a couple.
I don't have anything to like give it a glass sound because it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
It is solid glass. Like this thing weighs a good couple pounds.
It would hit your foot and hurt.
That's right.
That we know.
Wheezing. Ghastly. I'm sorry, ghastly.
Ghastly. There you go. We also got a call from another Nick. 2 Nicks.
All right.
None of them are mine.
I was hanging out in the grocery store just checking out the mac and cheese, and some guys giving me dirty looks from down the way.
I know. I was using my crystal. I don't know what the problem was. Everything was fine. Anyway, this is what he says.
Hey, Scott. It's Nick from Ottawa, a.k.a. your gross human warlock you raid with. You were talking about cold food. What's good cold? Wedge fries. I don't know what it is, but cold wedge fries, really good.
So when he said wedge fries, just talking about like they're cut into what do we call those?
Yeah,
here?
like basically wedge fry. I call them wedge fries too. Like it's
sounds wrong to me, but I get regional.
Yeah,
probably. I think we just call those not steak fries. Those are different.
Right. Red Robin has steak fries. Wedge fries are just
just like potato wedges.
Yeah, like
that's the
potato
same
wedges,
thing.
yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. We just never call them fries. I guess we just call them potato wedges. But wedges are really good. Now, cold though. Let's think about that for a second.
Yeah. See, then they get, because they're cooked and then they cool off. They get floppy. And I want my fries crisp. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm not with them on that.
Chop it up. Put it with some eggs. In the morning, maybe.
Well, then you go. But then you're cooking them, right? You're still going to eat them cold with eggs.
If you're cooking them with eggs, yeah. But I mean, if you have them on the side and you kind of mash them up and they're cold, that might be all right. Overall, though, I can't abide by this.
I can't get behind that. Yeah.
That's a Canadian thing, I'll bet you.
It might be. Are you putting hot gravy and cheese curds on it? Then I'm in. Then I think we got something there. But
well, I will say this: I'm very grateful that Blizzard made it possible for Alliance to play with Horde, because if it wasn't for that and our raid team, we would not have a gross human warlock with us. So, Nick, I'm glad you're there. I look forward to more. So he's
gross because he's a warlock. Basically.
Oh, yeah, he's disgusting. Warlocks are gross. They smell. They leave a stain wherever they go. They make those
science.
Yeah, it's science. Exactly. We'll all be back in there on the 4th, I think, or whenever I think that's our first night back. And Tanner and I are attempting to raid together, or tank together, while Bobby moves to a DPS role for the next season. Yeah, he's been wanting to do that. So they're basically switching bodies. He's going to play an arcane mage, and Tanner's going to play a paladin like me, and we're going to tank. And we'll see how we do. Cool. We don't know. Yeah. But Nick, the gross human warlock, will be there.
Poor guy.
He's great. Then I got this third call, which makes no sense to me. So let's see if we can peel this.
I love it. I love it when it's when we're playing detective. It's great.
Because I don't know I don't know why he called it in. It went to the TMS line. That's the beauty of this new thing, is it goes to the right show. So this isn't meant for some other show. I thought maybe play retro, but it doesn't seem to be a mistake. It's short. It's like a second and a half. Here it is.
Blubber from Nintendo 64.
Blubber or Lover from Nintendo 64?
Oh, Lover. Blubber.
I'll try it again.
Blubber from Nintendo 64.
Glover, maybe?
Glover? Was there Glover?
Blubber from...
Sounds like Glover.
Does.
GL.
Was there a game called Glover?
Not that I know of.
No.
Let's look it up. Glover for N64.
A couple people saying Glover.
Let's see. That says N60. That wouldn't work.
The L out of Glover.
Oh.
And it's Gover.
It is a game.
Is there a Glover?
Yeah, this is it. Right there.
It's a disembodied hand.
Yeah, disembodied hand. Because we were talking about the hamburger helper.
Disembodied hands, yeah.
Oh, shit. Now it all makes sense. See, this is why we do the detection, the detective work. Right. Got to figure this shit out.
Exactly. So thing from the Addams Family, the hamburger helper hand. What else? Do we come up with anything else?
I can't remember now. I think was that it?
I don't like this Glover, by the way. I'm looking at it right now, and I just don't like it.
I don't like anything about it. I wouldn't play this.
Like the pinky, at least in the box art, the pinky and the the thumb are the same thickness and length, and
Nobody has a hand like this.
nobody has a hand like this. And there's also just 4 fingers, and it bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like it. Not a fan. Here's an image that tells you what you do. The player uses Glover's slap, in quotes, maneuver on the rubber ball in the Nintendo 64 version. So you just, slap a ball until it goes where you want it?
Slapping the ball. Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like bullshit. Don't
Sometimes
want
you
to
have
play
pay
it.
extra for that.
Yeah. extra 10 on the table for that.
$10. Yep, exactly.
Well, all right. We figured it out. Thank you, whoever sent that. We got no name. So I appreciate it. If you want to send your own message in, voicecast.app/TMS. Do it today. We'd love to
love
get
the way
them.
those sound, though. They're great.
Oh, they're great.
Feel free to do more than just leave a 4-word message.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but but we prefer them. Well, I'll tell you what. There's a happy medium. If you're doing 2.5 minutes, probably not going to play that one either.
Right.
But if you're going to do a second long, we're probably going to be either confused like this or not play it at all. But if you give me something in the 10 to 20 to 30 second range, sweet spot, baby.
Perfect. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the target.
Get in, get out. There you go.
That's
Done.
right. Get it done. All right, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Follow up. Last week, I think it may have been TMS Friday. You said this. I don't think
it was because it happened late Thursday night. Yes.
So somebody shot a bullet, went into your house, your mom's house, hit a wall behind her.
House. That's right.
And
came through the window in one room and then went through a wall behind where she was sitting.
Yes. And so since then, I was curious if there are any updates or any new information.
Only thing. So I went over there. Tina and I went over there and hung out with her for a while and installed some light fixtures and stuff like that. It was basically, like hey, while you're here, could you do this and do this? Which is fine. Totally fine. Happy to do it.
Sure.
Some of you guys got to meet her, by the way, at TMS Vegas. Geez, like
2018.
2018.
Mm-hmm. She came to that bar at what was that bar?
It was
I really liked it. It's kind of
I know, so cool. The Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, half outdoor, half indoor kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody, when we weren't up doing our show on the stage and watching Bob Log the third, in his flight suit with his telephone glued to his head playing box guitar, like that whole thing, just amazing.
Still the wildest performance we've had at any event of ours.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
It was
nothing comes close.
It was great. Like, I mean, he sounded awesome and the music was really good. It was just so cool.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. Really good.
So anyway, we went over there Saturday and I got to see things firsthand. I was able to somewhat do the Dexter thing where I didn't put up actual red wire, but I did stand in front of the window where the bullet hole is and then kind of turn around and look at where the hole in the wall was and then kind of position it back to see where it must have come from. And it's way too high for the house across the way to have shot it directly, because it would have been more of a straight shot with a little bit of decay going down. This was a full-on arc, so I think it must have come from further. It was a 45 bullet, and so I think it may have been from either one street over or even the back of the house two houses down. So not the house across the way, but the house on the other side.
Interesting. So we still had the theory still that there's some idiot kid out there dorking off.
Some probably, yeah, definitely not somebody shooting at her, because that angle, there's so little way to predict that arc that it's going to make, unless they were in like a helicopter hovering, like that angle, you wouldn't be able to shoot directly. And plus, where she was sitting, you can't see from outside. So somebody, this is not somebody trying to hit my mom. The other thing that made me feel a little bit better was where the bullet went through the wall and then landed. It wouldn't have had a lot of velocity still going because of where it landed on the ground behind the chair in which she was sitting. So
gotcha.
If she were sitting a little bit further back, yeah, it would have maybe, it definitely would have left a bruise, but I don't know if it would have broken skin, because it would have lost a lot of its velocity when it came through that wall.
Sure.
It was on the ground bouncing when it landed behind her. So it low, but still, I mean, regardless of that is just a thing to kind of make us all feel better. Like, all right, well, if you were sitting a little bit further back, it wouldn't have killed you, but it definitely would have left a mark.
Could have hurt.
But so that just makes us feel better. But still,
are the popo? Oh, the people I was going to ask what the police
are on it. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to hear anything about it. They went and asked around in the street over, and they said that nobody heard or saw anything.
That's wild, man.
So,
Sean Bloom says there's a episode of Murder, She Wrote that's a lot like this. I mean,
really?
The good news is we're talking about it's more like Slow Bullet, She Wrote, and there's no, it's not nearly as dark. But
GD says, how did it go through the wall and the window? So the window hit the window first, very little resistance.
Yeah.
Broke. You basically did a bullet hole shot.
That's what I was going to ask. It didn't shatter, right? Just like a little. It
didn't shatter, just left a little hole. Bullet through the window first, and then through a wall opposite the window, and the splintering and stuff is pretty.
That'll slow your bullet down
for sure,
yeah.
Especially that old wood paneling that's got the black vertical stripes every plank width.
Yeah. Well, it looked. I mean, I don't have the photo anymore, but it looked. It's just scary to see a freaking bullet hole in your house. Yeah, sure. I don't like that at all. But she's doing okay then, right? That's the point.
Doing just fine. Yeah, she's getting sleep now. She wasn't for the first night or two, just from worries about it. But she and I are. Yeah, we did a lot of hugging on Saturday, and
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, moms, man, you gotta.
Yeah, you gotta protect them. You gotta keep them. Close.
Yep. Keep them close. Keep them. What's the word? Keep them. There's a phrase.
Keep them safe.
I'm thinking keep it secret. Keep it safe. Keep it secret. I'm thinking of Lord of the Rings like a dumbass.
Oh.
That's not it. Don't keep your mom secret. All right.
Yeah, please don't. Please.
I asked her. This came up in a conversation with my mom at dinner at my sister's house the other night. We were there for a big family get together, and she said she's eaten, and I said, "Hey, do you remember?" I go, my co-host on the morning stream, Brian. She goes, yeah. And I go, his mom, they got a bullet came through the house, didn't hit her or anything, but I told her the story. So that's pretty scary, isn't it? She's like, yeah, that reminds me of that car. And I went, are you talking about the one with the thing? She says, yeah, I would never drive it. Your father thought I should drive it. I was never going to drive that car.
Car with the bullet hole in it.
She goes, I refuse to do it. I wouldn't drive it. And I was like, Mom, I think I drove it to school a couple of days. I think I parked it at the school with the blood caked into the thing.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I was young and stupid. Anyway, so that story got around a little bit. Well, all right.
Apparently so. Yeah.
There's an update.
So no further news. I just went there and did my best Dexter to figure things out, but scary stuff.
Yeah, it is.
For sure.
Watch out. Guns are everywhere. It's time for the news, brought to you by...
Need an art commission? Hoping for something particularly awesome? Well, give Carter a swing at misscarter.art and see what she can do for you.
That's right. She's very busy with commissions right now, but she is taking more if you're interested in her particular style, which is very, very good. She lapped me years ago, so go get in there. Get it done.
I want Second Dinner to hire her for a bunch of Marvel Snap cards.
She'd do it in a heartbeat. She'd work there in a heartbeat. Like that.
Her stuff would be amazing for those. Like that would be another set. I think I've got just about all of the Scotty Youngs, and I do now have all the Flaviano, whatever that guy Flaviano artwork ones. Because I wanted, if you collect all the Flavianos, you get an emote that you can use during game. And the one I got is Galactus going, okay. So whenever somebody does like a flex, like the Ms. Marvel, or the black suit Spider-Man going, woo, I just reply with, okay. Okay.
I eat your planet, okay?
I'll send you a photo. It's such a great emote. It's fantastic.
That's great. I love that. I like anything where Galactus is like that.
There's nothing they can come back with that emote.
No, there's no coming back from that. Are you kidding me?
No.
Forget it. All right, well, let's get to some of this news here. Calling a man bald is sex-related harassment, according to an employment tribunal.
Sex-related harassment.
Sex-related.
Okay, I need to know more.
Meaning, I think the term gender-related would probably be more accurate because men suffer from, early baldness. Some women do.
Too. Yeah,
that's true. But they're saying it's specific to men. Anyway, here's what it says. Hair loss is much more common among men than women, so using it to describe someone as a form of sex-related harassment, a judgment has concluded, according to the study. Making a remark about a man's baldness at work is the same as making a statement about a woman's breast size.
Really?
That's what they're saying. I don't know, man.
I disagree.
I kind of do too. But
as a bald man, call me bald. I'm bald. It's not like I'm not hiding it with a toupee. I'm not wearing beanies or anything like that to cover it up. I'm fully aware that I'm bald, and I accentuate it by really giving a good shave and stuff.
Trying to figure out where this is from. Oh, it's British. So this happened in Britain. This ain't here.
Yeah, but breast size is such a it's such a not a personal thing. I mean, it is a personal thing, but it's such an aggressive thing because you're either commenting that they're that they're large and like a flirty hit on kind of thing, or you're commenting that nobody says, you know what, you've got the right size breasts.
No.
And then even that is like a come on. It's like there's no appropriate, well, obviously there's no appropriate way, but there's no positive way to do that. Bald, dude, your head looks really well shaven today. Thank you. I shaved it today.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
There's a neutrality to it too. And there's no neutrality to your breast size. And there's nothing that you can say that it's like, oh yeah, it's very normal for us to sit around and talk about whose breasts are the right size or not. That doesn't make that makes no sense. But here's what it says. The ruling made by a panel of 3 men. I wonder if they were bald. It doesn't say if they were bald.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, it says making their judgment, lamented their own lack of hair. Oh, they are bald. Shit. Comes in case I thought that was gonna be not the problem, but they are bald. It says anyway. Comes in case a case between a veteran electrician and the manufacturing firm where he was employed. Tony Finn, who was in line for compensation, had worked at the West Yorkshire-based British Bung Company.
Love it, British Bung Company.
Bung.
BBC.
That's amazing.
The BBC.
I love the word bung. It's awesome.
Bung. I know. Yeah.
24 years he was at this place when he was fired last May. He took the company to the tribunal, claiming, among other things, he had been the victim of sex-related harassment after the incident with the factory supervisor, Jamie King. Finn alleged that during the shop floor row in July of 2019, King had referred to him as a bald C-word.
Yeah, okay.
Now, over here, that's a little more harsh. Over there, it's just kind of slang. But
exactly, right. It's like, you're such a... they use it like, what an ass. That guy's such an ass.
Yeah, you bald ass. It's like saying that.
Yeah.
But for us, whew.
Oh, yeah, you can't use that word here.
No, not like that. And if you do, you better talk about yourself. You can't really
right, exactly.
use it against somebody else. Anyway, the tribunal heard Finn was less upset about the Anglo-Saxon language than the comment about his appearance. The allegation resulted in the panel led by Judge Jonathan Brain. Like people mess up Brian, but Brain for real.
But Jonathan Brain.
Brain.
I bet he gets a lot of Jonathan Bryans.
Yeah. Judge Brain. For no reason. Anyway. Deliberating on whether remarking on his baldness was simply insulting or actually some form of harassment. Quote, "We have little doubt that being referred to in this pejorative manner was an unwanted conduct as far as Finn was concerned," he says, and the tribunal found. "This is strong language, although as we find, industrial language was commonplace in the West Yorkshire factory floor. In our judgment, Mr. King crossed the line by making remarks personal to the claimant about his appearance." So basically, it's anything you say about the guy's appearance, and you're going to go to the judge and get a...
It's just funny that, over here, I'd be much more insulted by the C word. If they were to call me, Brian, that Brian is such a bald C word.
Yeah.
And
way worse.
I'd be way worse. I'd be like, okay, take offense. Bald, I don't care. But
put any adjective there.
Yeah.
Say ugly, say old, say anything, anything C word. I don't mean you.
I said I was fine with bald.
I don't mean you. But you put any adjective before that C word and call anyone that. Over here, that the first part isn't the problem.
The C word is the salt.
Yeah,
that's the everything else is paprika and oregano. But boy, that C word is gonna make the wound hurt.
Yeah, it really ramps things up. Anyway, I guess good luck to Tony Finn and his his new fame.
You're better off not being at the British Bung Company anymore. Maybe.
What does bung mean over there? Is bung is like
it's an electrical stopper or something, or a hole.
Okay.
I know that like there's a nautical bung, like
so when people say bung hole, they're actually talking about a thing, like a real thing, not somebody, not bum hole. Bung hole.
So a bung is a stopper for closing a hole in a container.
Opening to a cask, says Bobby Frankenberger. Same thing, I guess.
There we go. Yep.
Okay. Well then, when I call somebody a bunghole, I do like you.
You're saying you're just basically, you're a cask hole that does not contain a cork.
You're a corkless hole.
You're a real cask hole. What a cask hole that guy is.
These are all very interchangeable. I like it.
They really are. There's in Salem, Massachusetts, when Tina was out there for a work detail, 30-day work detail, Tristan and I went out there to go actually to Salem and see, like, she was in Boston. We drove up to Salem just to see like the park that they did for the witch trials, like the memorial and stuff, and all that stuff. And there is a liquor store there called the Bunghole.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd go there just to go there. I don't drink. I just go there.
Just go there. Do you guys sell a t-shirt? I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
There's no way they don't. It's like Beaver Liquors.
Oh, yeah. I'm either getting a selfie. I'm doing something at the bunghole. Or the bung, what'd you call it? It is called the bunghole, right?
It's the bunghole. Yes.
Yeah, I'd go to the bunghole. I absolutely would. I would spend time at the bunghole. But the Beaver Liquor thing happened in Beaver, Utah. Had a liquor store, a state liquor store called Beaver Liquor, and they had to change it, or they did change it. I think that took a bunch of city council maneuvering to get rid of it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and then they also changed, because Fillmore, you get to before. Fillmore's this other town you get to before you get to Beaver. These are very small towns. And Fillmore Beaver used to be the exit. So it literally would say on the sign, Fillmore Beaver. And people got mad about that.
Yeah, could see why.
So they got rid of that too. Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that it is Bunghole Liquors, I mean, it's multiple.
Yeah, it's worse. It's way worse.
It's multiple levels. And they have a couple t-shirts. You can get one that says, "I got it in the bunghole."
Sweet.
Implying your booze. The second one is, "We're not number one, but we're right up there."
Nice. Right up the bunghole.
Yeah. Right up the bunghole.
Let's see what they've done.
But is spelled with 2 T's, just to make sure that you really get the pun. It feels like that's a hat on a hat, really.
Yeah, that seems a little obvious.
Yeah.
It's like
there's another one. What is this one? Oh, this one just says bunghole, the hole in a cask, keg, or barrel through which spirits flow.
Can I get TP at my bunghole? At the bunghole?
Sure you can. I'm sure you have to go to the bathroom and grab it.
Because that's what you always heard Beavis say, bunghole. I like it. It's a fun term.
Yeah.
So if you're going to...
Planet Bung next to Uranus is one. Turn the other cheek. What is this one? They have a lot of t-shirts. Some are pretty clever. Bunghole Liquors. Don't like it? Turn the other cheek.
Gross. Gross.
Eh.
All right. Let me ask you this.
Make our hole your goal.
No, my Lord. So when people say bung that together, I need to bung that together and make it work again. There's a similar
probably
reference?
I'll bet that's more the definition for the UK, right? Like why the electrician company is, I guess it's still not a positive thing. We're not just going to do a great job. We're just going to bung together whatever you've got and call it good.
Yeah. Or you say, boy, I really bunged that up. I've heard that before.
Right.
Well, bung, fun word. B-U-N-G. Use it frequently, everybody. We're recommending it.
Bung.
Big recommendation. Let's talk about pet monkeys.
Sure.
Let's go from bungs to
Haven't
pet
you
monkeys.
always wanted a monkey?
My nephew, the reason we were all getting together, my nephew, his wife, and his 3 kids are all moving to Japan. She's from Japan, so they're moving to this town where she was raised. And it's apparently 2 things. The town is known for having the most snowfall of any one geographic point in the world.
Oh, really?
Which seemed crazy to me, and I'm still not sure I believe him, but that's what he claims. I forgot the name. I have to look it up.
More than like, that's crazy. More than like some spot in Alaska or Canada or.
That's what I said to him. I said, "You sure?" And he goes, "Look, here's some pictures." And based on that alone, he may be right. It was like walls of snow to get anywhere. Just higher than people. It was crazy.
This is the place that's got all those hot spring pools with the monkeys in them, is it?
It's so that I think those may be the same monkeys, but there's an area there like a refuge, and it's the pissy monkeys that want to take your wallet and your phone and stuff. Do you know the kind I'm talking about?
Right.
The ones that are just
Like
kind of always looking pissed and like doing this.
Yeah. Yes. Right.
And like grabbing your phone and running up a tree, and that's the last time you ever saw your phone. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Those guys are
worst.
Those guys are great. Anyway. Good luck to Thatcher and his family. We hope you guys do well over there.
It'll be nice to you'll enjoy seeing them. That's in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it leaves. Well, we saw them. The dinner thing was for us last Sunday, but they.
Oh, I thought this was okay. They're in Salt Lake. For some reason, I thought this is who you were visiting in Arizona.
Oh no! That's a whole other thing. There's too much of that going on right now. I'll be honest. Too much family right now.
I'd love to. I would 100% move to Japan right now. I love that idea.
Japan's cool, man. They don't like us though. They don't want you to live there. I've heard. They like you to visit.
They'd like me.
Would they like you?
They'd like me. Yeah.
Everybody I talked to over there, including his wife, who's Japanese.
Yeah.
He fits in because he's
like
half
Americans
Korean. They don't like white people to live there. It's like kind
Gaijins.
of a. Yeah, it's kind of a. I don't know what the word is for it. Not racism, but it's like something else. It's like a Middle Kingdom thing. India's that way too, but yeah, they don't want you. They want you to visit. They want your tourism. They love your culture.
Sure.
They like to. All that, but there's something.
Come to Tokyo, stay for a few days, but then GTFO.
Yeah, get the F out. Or they want you to come teach English, but they don't want if you're there for any other reason. Like, I think I'll stay. It's like, no, get out. Something like
Here's
that.
the problem. I could totally teach English there. Problem is, I'd have to learn Japanese to be able to teach English.
Yeah, that's true.
There's only so many props I can bring.
Yeah, I wonder what they expect from that.
Cell phone.
Because they actually
Kit Kat bar.
When Carter was in Korea, they told her she could do that. But I'm like, you don't know Korean. She goes, they don't seem to care. I'm like, well, then how do you bridge the gap? How do you talk between the two? How do you go from, hey, none of you know this, so now you'll know it? Like, how do you do that?
Probably through imagery, right? Like you don't have to. Oh yeah, Dr. Calhoun. No, they don't want people who know Japanese to teach English. So I guess you just say, you have a screen and you say, instead of knowing the Japanese word for dog and then saying dog, you would just show a picture of a dog and say dog, and everybody in class would go dog, and then you'd go to the next thing, cat.
Sure. Chris in the chat says cultural isolationism is a tradition in Japan. That sounds like what I heard.
Oh, cultural isolationism. God, that sounds fun.
Yeah, which is weird because they have so much culture that is influenced by us and tons of our culture is influenced by them. It doesn't seem like it's working is what I'm saying culturally.
Right, not terribly isolated. Yes.
No, so I don't know how it works, but my nephew's just slightly nervous. He's half Korean, half white, and he's a little nervous because the Japanese know he's not Japanese, but he knows he's fluent in Japanese. So he's like, yeah, it's a thing. It's weird over there. But I think with all the kids and then his wife being, born there, it'll be fine. Yeah, Japan does not like Korea. Doesn't matter what they say. Doesn't matter if we're all friends right now. They do not like Korea. And Koreans don't love the Japanese either. Lots of bad history, bad blood between those two countries.
So really, if I go there and move there and start teaching English and all that sort of thing, and then, somebody says, well, we don't really like, Americans here. I could say, but I'm not Korean. They're like, good point.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
You know what? Stay here. You're better than a Korean, they'll say.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Gozaimasu or whatever it is.
Even my brother, my Korean brother's a little bit, I wouldn't call him, he's prejudiced against Japan a little bit. He'll say things like, he'll say, I'm trying to think of a scenario I brought up with him before. Maybe like, yeah, that the actor's sure cool. He goes, yeah, but he's Japanese. I'm like, oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like a thing with them. It's weird. I don't know. You're talking thousands of years of history. There's so much there. It's impossible.
Of course. Yeah.
Well, that's it for this. Oh, I didn't even get to what the pet monkey did. That's okay. I'll save it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll save it for tomorrow.
Find out what the pet monkey did. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I got off on a tangent and we never got back to it. But we will get back to Dan visiting us.
This pet monkey did something horrendous.
That's
Find
right.
out tomorrow what that is.
It's the ultimate clickbait. You have to come back here to
totally
hear.
is. Yes, exactly.
But if you want to hear Dan talk, you'll have that in a minute. Dan, the Tabletop Man's going to be here. We have an interesting question from him, from Cindy, my favorite eye person,
cool.
regarding a medication that they're giving out a lot.
She an Apple product.
Yeah, my eye person. You know,
Little eye, big B person.
Yeah,
eye person.
my eye person. Anyway, that's coming up next. Before that, though, song break.
You'll never believe what this monkey did. Click here. Emily Sweden wrote in, said, "Hi, Brian. I think you and the TMSers will enjoy my friend's band, Mermaid Bait." I already love the name. They are an awesome band from New Zealand who are so fun and funky. I would love to show them some appreciation by requesting one of their songs on the show. Recommend this one. It's a bop. Have a nosy at their Instagram too if you're curious. They're fun to see live with their crazy nautical outfits. I did. You'll find them at Instagram under the name mermaid.bait.
Nice.
B-A-I-T, in case you're curious. You'll find the website mermaidbait.co.nz because, it's all so silly.
Sure.
Thanks so much. I've been a listener for over a decade. Scary. Appreciate you keeping me sane and uplifted through these crazy times. Love the show, though. Emily from New Zealand.
Nice.
Emily, is there anybody, do you guys need people to come teach English in New Zealand?
Yeah, you guys don't know English, right? It's a non-English.
Better English?
Yeah, some without an accent. Band meeting instead of band meeting. We can do that.
Band meeting.
Can I live in a hobbit hole with a round door? That's what I want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As requested, here is the song "Beggin' Dog," the Marcos Alonso remix from Mermaid Bait from a single from last year.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Do you like dogs, Arnold?
Yes, I like dogs.
And we've returned. Who is that one more time?
Sure, that is Beggin' Dog by Mermaid Bait, the Marcos Alonso remix. So fun. What a fun band that is. And, excuse me, big thanks to Emily Sweden for letting me know about that.
Nice. I wonder what Stephanie thinks of Mermaid Bait.
And she's going to give them a listen and go look at their fun nautical outfits. You're going to think that they're yacht rock by the way they're dressed.
Oh, I'm excited. Very excited to hear this. All right, you guys, it's time for this.
Here's a tangent for you. Be careful, may cause drowsiness.
Look who it is. It's our old pal, Dan. Dan, the Tabletop Man, all the way from North Carolina. What's going on, man?
Greetings, programs, and glad to be back. Missed you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry about last week. You
had a haircut.
All the snow and stuff like that. I had to work in that haircut. When you work the weird hours, I work 12:30 to 9. When you work weird hours, man, you got to work things in whenever you possibly can. And then we had our second snowfall of the year, which would probably be our last one of the year. So we got, I think it was like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It was snowy. So it wasn't bad because it's gone in like 24 hours.
I didn't know you guys got any snow in North Carolina. That's just shows what I know.
Apparently, so I like it down here. I wish we would get like 3 snows a year, but apparently before the first snow of this year, we hadn't had snow in over 1,000 days.
Oh my gosh.
Which seems really unusual because I feel like it snowed within the last couple of years, but that's what all the news was saying. It had been 1,000 days.
So 1,000 days is, how many years is that? That's
it's a little over 3 years.
A little over 3 years, yeah. Wow.
3.5 years or whatever.
You could have bought and paid off a car in that time. That's crazy. Well, Dan, having you here is always a treat, of course. And we're going to talk about board games in a second. But before we do that, Cindy sent in a message, and I'm going to read it to you. And you're going to help us understand. Because Dan is in the full-time profession of working in the pharmaceutical industry. He's big pharma. That's literally the guy they talk about when they bring it up.
Man, You just put a hit out on my head by saying that.
Yeah, you're the most hated man in America, Big Pharma. Anyway, here's what Cindy had to say. She says this. She's local here to me and an awesome human being. She says, hey, can you pass this question along to Dan next time he's on the show? I work in ophthalmology/optometry practices and we recommend artificial tears a lot. That's true. She recommended artificial tears to me last time I was in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She says, you're never going to cry again. Just use these. Anyway.
It's just like, your kid tells you a sad story. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, man, what a sad tale you've told me.
Yeah.
You miss a lot too, and that's the big thing. They'll just are always dripping down your face.
That's right.
That's right, exactly. Yes.
So
and there is a technique. We'll get into this in a minute because I table this. I'll talk about a technique for eye drops because people could use this too.
Oh, absolutely. I love a good technique. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yes.
I still haven't gotten over the time I learned that you can taste your eye drops. I hated that. That was a bad time. We'll get to that in a minute. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Lately,
artificially flavored.
Yeah, very much so. And not well. Lately, Blink, not the... there's other stuff called Blink, but not the doorbell or whatever the hell. There's other stuff. Anyway.
Sure.
Has been sending us dry eye pills. So not drops, but pills. My doctors have been taking haven't been taking time to learn much about them, so they're just sitting on a shelf in our office. My question is, do they actually work, and do the benefits of taking a daily pill outweigh the benefits of using drops 4 times a day? Thanks, says Cindy, your local eye tech. Well, Cindy.
They really hurt when you put them in, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they do. You got to cram a pill in there and then hold your eyes shut till it totally disintegrates. It's the worst.
Tuck it under the...
real gritty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Real gritty.
Probably a great way to absorb drugs, though, right? In your eye? Because you got I don't know.
Oh, probably. It's like...
well, if in liquid form, yes, it's an excellent way to absorb drugs. Just like as little... Speaking of bunghole, the amount of, the absorption in your bunghole is a lot higher than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why they're oral on it.
Yeah.
Those vodka tampons are so popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's still a thing. I wonder if people are still, I guess probably are. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
And it's interesting. So I keep waiting for there to be real drugs, like illicit drugs in eye drops. Because remember, I think it was the Batman where they were calling them whatever tweakers or droppers or whatever it is, because all the drugs they were using were in their eyes. I'm waiting for something one of these days to come out, and that's how we're going to get is the absorption of whatever hallucinogenic to be through the eyes. But yeah, you'd be surprised how good and for certain molecules the absorption is really, really good. And then it's all a matter of whether it's going to get in, because it's very, very vascular, but getting into crossing over the different barriers and getting through a lot of things is a lot of difference. Anyway, which is why you can use certain eye drops for certain other things, but not a lot, and you just have to worry about side effects. Getting into the question, and then I'll get into the eye drop thing. So the question here, which was kind of, and I deal with, with doing prior authorizations all the time, you see a lot of different eye drops, and usually you see the eye drops are for either allergic conjunctivitis, which is basically a lot of times your, allergies, like pollen and stuff like that, or things like pink eye and other which is infectious conjunctivitis in that way, or you do see some dry eye, or a lot of times glaucoma. So you have the glaucoma that you see a lot of those drops are very, very popular. Now this is what threw me off because I had never heard of what the question was, but then it took me a second and I did a little research into it, and this is basically just another supplement to help possibly things like lutein and some other things in your, other vitamins and minerals that may go as you get to a certain age, as we're not even really, guys like us aren't really even there yet, even though over 50, you could start to decrease a lot of your vitamins, minerals, especially in your diet and such. But what happens is, and I can't imagine I know there's a lot of ophthalmologists or an optometrist that are pretty invasive and stuff, but I don't think anybody's doing any blood tests to see that you're low in your different vitamins. But there are things like Ocuvite and eye caps and things like that, and that's what this kind of is. It's just another supplement for use with lutein and other different ingredients, and some vitamin D, which is also really good for eye health. And having it there is probably pretty good. I think, especially if they're giving samples for it, it'd be cool for them, for the eye doctors to give it to their patients. I'm not sure this is anything, unless you're a doctor, either your GP who has seen your test results, or, it may not hurt. Obviously, there's a lot of different ways to look at things in a world where there are people. I would say there's two different types of pharmacists: pharmacists that take everything and pharmacists that take nothing. I'm one of the pharmacists that take pretty much no drugs a lot of times, and other pharmacists are taking every supplement and every medicine in the world. Take a multivitamin. If you're getting up there in age, maybe you need some other supplements, but don't go broke taking a million supplements. If you're going to use this as a supplement to your regular daily vite, that'd be fine. It might not be. I don't know if it's worth $40 a month, because there's probably other supplements that have the lutein and other things in there that are going to be a lot cheaper. But hey, if you can get free samples from your doctor, go for it.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll see dry eye is what they were talking about with, Scott, and that's probably, I know you've got a lot of different eye issues and stuff. And a lot of times some of the side effects of some of those glaucoma medications could be some dry eye. And there's a thing called Sodrins and stuff like that are different ways that you get different dry eye and dry mouth. As you get older too, everything just stops secreting. As we know, as you get older, everything stops secreting. Right. I know that's really disgusting. Sorry to put that out there.
I like it. But, yeah, we're all a bunch of freaking raisins now, everybody.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And so there are a lot of different reasons for that. Obviously, age is a reason. A lot of times polypharmacy, which is basically people taking a lot of different drugs. So you're going to get things like anticholinergics are used for a lot of different things out there. And what they do is, I've said this before in the past, but it's been a while. So when you have the anticholinergic side effects is it's can't see, can't spit, can't pee, can't shit. That's basically what you get. It's basically, that's the moniker, because it just dries everything up. Sorry, I threw the S-bomb out.
No, it's all good.
I think it's going to be a nice, convenient rhyme. It's so much easier to memorize when it's a nice rhyme.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be surprised. When you're in pharmacy school and med school, half the things you learn. Think of how much easier things are when they're monikers or songs, stuff like that. So it's always easy to. I still remember what is it? Kingdom, phylum, class, order, genus, species. King Philip came over from Germany swimming. That's that's a big science thing. Where you remember all those.
Yeah, okay,
it's impressive. Holy crap!
So you remember stuff like that. I'm sure.
That one. Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, you're like learning. You're learning with phonics, basically, is what you're doing over there.
Right. Yeah, hooked on phonics.
And a lot of the main drops that you get for dry eye are generally immunomodulators. You'll see a lot of things like Restasis or Zidra or Eucevis. Basically, it helps to produce some of the lacrimal glands and from, an immunomodulator, because it's your immune system shutting everything down. And also, that's why you got to figure out what's causing the dry eye, and then that's how you treat it. You want to treat the root cause. And there are some other drugs, again, for Sodrins that like Evozac, which helps to produce your salivary glands and your lacrimal glands to help do that, because you just have natural, and there's a lot of other different ways that you can produce this. That you can treat these different things. But let's get back to so if you have eye drops out there, I know a lot of people, Scott, do you use eye drops every day?
I do, at least once a day. So I'm on no eye medication of any kind, but I have since the surgeries back in 2014 or whatever it was. And they told me this would be true. When you get like cataract surgeries, especially early, you're probably going to experience a level of eye dryness that others don't have. So sure. He recommended at the time, and I think Cindy even since then has said, just, have them handy, do them when you can, that kind of thing. So I've been pretty good about it. I have these ones that are like the little twist off top single serving
like the
ones.
Single-use ones.
Yeah, I use those, and they're just saline. I don't do anything special, and they're good. They work great.
Yeah, and like she recommended, those are a lot of those different drops, especially the re-wetting drops and things like the lubrications, are really, really good. A lot of times you will get things if you, let's just say you do have if yourself or a child does have pink eye, or you're using things for glaucoma, just be careful. You don't ever want to. This is why this what I'm going to tell you is a little bit easier to do for yourself because you never want to put the tip directly to your eye. And that's easy to just mess up and do, because you can reinfect yourself if you do get the tip of the dropper infected there. So you want to kind of put and I don't know if I didn't see the video. I knew you put a video up there, so I don't know if that's going to help, if that showed what I'm going to tell you. So you know how the bridge of your nose, so the top of your nose between your eyes has a little indentation in most of us. Yeah. So it goes kind of down. Now, if most eyedroppers, if you have like a 5 or a 10 ml eye drop bottle, are going to be round. All right. So if you rest the side of that, on the bridge of your nose, and the tip is going to hang directly over your eye. Yeah. If you put your head back. You're going to put that there, and then you just kind of squeeze. I'm doing it here like you can see it. That's why you can't hear me. Sorry. So you put your head back, and then you squeeze, and that drop will go directly into your eye. As long as, you may want to hold your eye open too, because naturally, if people don't put contacts in every day, nobody really wants to touch their eyes unless you've been doing it for 50 years, like some of us with contacts.
Sure.
But that's a good way.
So you say it's actually like rivering down that side into the eye, or are you saying like drop?
No. You will rest it. So the picture of resting, like almost like a pen. So picture resting a pen on the middle bridge of your nose, so that the tip of the pen is directly over your eyeball. Directly over the middle of your eyeball.
Yeah.
So you have the dropper is on its side, so it's going to be horizontal, directly on its side, hovering over. Yeah, just like what Brian's got right there. So then you would squeeze, and then the drop would go directly into your eye.
Okay,
that's pretty good.
And that's it. Yeah. It works really, really well, and it's something. It's one of these dumb things that nobody ever really thinks about, but it's a good teaching thing. You have to teach. We do not condone putting chapstick in your eye.
No,
I wouldn't recommend it either.
No.
What I usually do is I do the pull down the lid and drop it in the lower part of the lid. But
yes,
but I kind of like this because it's like your nose is like a built-in rifle stand.
Yeah.
Where it's like basically like get right exactly pointed right where it needs to be. So love it.
And for most drops, again, most things, pulling the bottom eyelid down is just fine. The problem is people have a hard time judging distance.
Yes.
Again, the biggest thing you're trying to do here, is you're just trying to avoid contact with your eye or your eyelid, or even, always wash your hands before you're doing things like this, because you don't even want to touch your fingers to that dropper, because as Scott knows, there's a lot of nasty crap on your hands.
Yeah, there are.
All
the time. There's bad stuff on your hands right now.
In your mouth to clean it off, and that'll.
I've been touching this keyboard, scratching this dog's nuts over here.
Oh, really?
No,
okay.
I'm not doing that. I'm just kidding. I only have female dogs.
A friend to all animals.
They have no nuts. Well, that's great. So there you go. A little bit of eye advice, and sounds, Cindy, if you're listening, and I know she is, she listens every day. It sounds like you're okay to be giving them blinks out. Let them try it out. Cool. Speaking of which, real quick on the,
we'll save them some money.
Yeah, for sure. On that vitamin thing, real quick, what they test for and stuff. I have a doctor who always tests for D and B, one of the Bs, B12.
Probably B6 and B12 are two of the big, actually B1, B2, B6, B12. Probably B12 is also a big thing as you get older for your energy. But D, my God, my wife is always harping on making sure that if anybody's not feeling good, get that vitamin D. I mean, I try to tell her she doesn't get nearly enough vitamin D, and that's something that, all of us that are married with kids know, that we don't get enough vitamin D with our wives. It's a bad joke, went over everybody's head. So.
No, I got it. It was good. I liked it. You got to get that D.
So vitamin D and vitamin E, excellent. And again, take a multivitamin. If you get a good multivitamin, you're going to get a lot of those. But it never hurts to get a B complex in there and daily vitamin D, especially if you're not out there, getting a lot of sunshine and stuff every day. Everything helps. A lot of times,
overcast, winter months, stuff like that. Make sure you're getting it. So that's what I do. Like right now, I take a 5,000 C, whatever it is, vitamin D every day. And when she told me to start doing that because my numbers were low, that was a big difference for me, energy wise. Really helped.
Yeah, and what you could do too, and I stress this all the time. So, and this was the other part of when I'd say that people take way too much supplements in their lives. Remember, your stomach, the membranes and the lining in your intestines, there's only so much. Like, think of your stomach and your intestines think of them as doorways. There's only so many people and so many vitamins that can fit through those doorways. So if you take too many things, all you're doing is fueling your poop. That's all you're doing. You're not really getting yourself, because you're only going to get so much. Back, 10, 20 years ago, when this big explosion of everybody's got to take a gazillion things of calcium, which is still good to do, but it was a big explosion of everybody's got calcium, thousands and thousands of milligrams of calcium. Now, the thing is, your body's only getting in a certain amount of elemental calcium and all elements. So like Scott, if you're taking that multivitamin and then you're adding to it, it may even help if you wait till later in the day to take those extra supplements. Now, again, however you can get it into your body. If it's easier to get it in all at one time, then that's going to do what you're going to do. Because if you're just going to forget to take it, then you might as well just try and take it and get what you can. But it wouldn't hurt to stagger those meds, those vitamins throughout the day. Because again, the thing is, you're only going to absorb so much. And again, if you're taking a lot of supplements, there's a lot of other things that go into those tablets. There's sugars, there's fillers, and weight gain due to excess tablets is a thing. Like, they don't really talk about that a lot, but that is definitely a thing. But
what about those guys that go out and tan their taint in the sun or whatever? Does that work? Is that a thing?
Let me tell you, my God, the sun. There's not very many. I mean, I love being out in the sun, but there's not as a thing out there that is as caustic and harmful to us as the sun. It's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying everybody needs to stay inside. You want to get some sunlight and everything too, but man, overdoing it and even forcing yourself. And you never know. Drive by what people are going to shoot into your. When you're tanning your taint, you never know what.
Oh yeah, think of the target you're creating if you're tanning your taint in the front yard, man. Yeah. Like I would BB, I would take a BB. Yeah, I'd BB gun shot that.
Backyard behind a fence.
Yeah,
sure.
Talk about stray bullets. My God.
Little wrist rocket right into the taint. I'd do it. Well, anyway, put vitamin D up your butt is what we've learned today. It'll help you absorb it faster. Dan, now give us a board game that we should play.
All right, so we've been talking about a lot of different things, so let's talk about cheese.
Oh, sure.
I know this sounds really weird, and this is an Astros Care. So this is a Brian game that Scott would enjoy. Just let him teach it, let him learn it, and let somebody else.
Let me teach you.
Yeah,
yes, let him teach, because it's not necessarily all that complex. I don't think it's even on BGG they say it's 2.47, which is about medium. I think it's a little lighter than that. I think it's just kind of some of the mechanics of it. So this is all about making cheese and kind of farm. I guess it's kind of farming cheese in a way because you're getting cheese. So there's 4 different quadrants. Now, if you look at the pictures there, what's really cool about this game is it's basically on a Lazy Susan, which is really, really cool. And there is modular kind of boards that go underneath, and the different boards are modular, and you can kind of change the way the setup is. Now, what you're doing on your turn, you're only really interacting with your side of the board on your turn.
We should say the name of this thing, right? We haven't said what name it is. What is it called? The name of the game?
Oh, it's called Fromage.
Fromage. All right, there you go. French cheese.
And it's an excellent design duo that have been around forever. Matthew Malley and Ben Rossett, who do a lot of great games together. I think they did the Mad King Ludwig games in Castles of Mad King Ludwig. So what you're doing, in your turn, everybody's different colors, and you're putting certain cheeses out onto your board. Now, depending on which type of cheese you put out there, and you got your little dudes that you put out there, and they stay on the board for a certain amount of rounds. So as you turn them, when your guy's looking back at you, your piece is looking back at you, that's when he comes off the board, and the cheese that you would place underneath it stays, and then your piece is there. Now, every different part of the board has like almost a little mini game. There's area control. There's kind of things that you get as you do there. There's also points for different adjacencies. So there's a little different ways that you're going to score in each one of these pieces. But again, you're only interacting with your side, and then the more powerful places, you have to keep your player piece on there for longer, and you only have 3 pieces to put out there. So you're really kind of gauging how long you want to, how powerful of an action you want to do, and so when you put your guys out there, it's very possible if you put too many guys out there, you may have a turn where you're doing nothing because you're waiting for the board to rotate to get your guys back. So it's a really, really, it's amazingly fun. It is on BGA now. So if anybody that likes to play online board games, it's on BGA, and it's real fun to play. There's a little bit more to it with your player boards, but I don't want to get into that right now. Just the whole type of the way you're playing, and the kind of the whole idea of the Lazy Susan, and you're almost playing multiplayer solitaire in a way because you're only interacting with your side is really
quadrant.
Yeah.
I love the fact that every quadrant is different. Like you're saying, like you're dealing with the sheep, or here you're dealing with the country of France and dealing with the different cheeses there and the different areas. It's very cool.
I like the little pieces of cheese. Those things are cool. Cheese pieces.
The bits are really, really cool. But yeah, and what's cool is, so I don't know if you could tell, so see how that's dual layered board there, and kind of the types of cheese are underneath it. Those pieces actually are also, they're slightly variable. Like it comes with different colors and stuff, so it's slightly variable. So you have, when you're putting a board together, not only is that top 4 layers can be in different orders, the pieces that, they're almost kind of the layers on the bottom are also different, so that interacts a little bit different.
I see what you're saying. Oh, so that's really clever. Cool. So they've got, it's kind of like Husker Du, where things line up with this quadrant, but if you put it in a different quadrant, different cheeses will show up under those holes.
Exactly.
Oh, that's really clever design.
It's really, again, does that change the game? I mean, people are always talking about replayability. I mean, it's a little bit of variability. I don't know if it crazy increases the replayability. It kind of does. And then you're kind of also drafting different things for your player board, which is also increases the replayability. But I've played this game about 5 or 6 times. It's a blast. It's really, really
It looks
fun.
cool.
Really
You know, if the name wasn't already taken, they could call those little cheese pieces, they'd call them Cheez-Its. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Nope. Or Cheeples.
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 Oh, I like Cheeples. Cheeples is good. Well, this looks pretty neat. Is this thing I can get anywhere, like a Target type deal, or I gotta go somewhere special for it?
Probably a friendly local game store or online game retailer. I would always like to tell people to, shop local and see if your friendly local game store has it. But I don't think this is going to be in a mass market as of yet. But it is pretty wide and it's getting a lot of runs. So a lot of people, it has gotten a lot of popularity, and it's definitely in my top. It has made my top 11 for this year. So I think it's kind of one of these surprise hits for people. I don't think people, it did pretty good on Kickstarter, but then I don't think people realized how good it was going to, it's already right around the top 1,000 on BGG. So, I mean, this one, you could see it in the next year or so, getting to the top 500 as it gets more copies get into the wild.
I just learned something from it. In the board, it says that a place with fromage is called a fromagerie. And so does that mean in English that's a cheesery? Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Could be.
I feel like I'm learning something every time Dan comes on here. That's amazing.
Cheesery is also how they describe my humor. It's very cheesery.
Oh, very cheesery. Yeah. Look, and we love it. So no complaints.
We actually have a place called the Mac and Cheesery over here that does nothing but sell different kinds of mac and cheese.
Do they do lobster mac and cheese?
They do. Yes.
Oh my
they have green chili mac and cheese. They have a lot of them are like omelet
pork,
style. So like pulled pork. They have the Denver, which is ham and green pepper and onion in it. Yeah.
I want all of the things you said just now. Dan, this has been educational. Check it out. Fromage, available on wherever you get your board games. And if you want to read more about it, of course, boardgamegeek.com. Or no, boardgamegeek.com. Yeah, has it. So go check it out.
We got one more. Yep.
Oh, we have another one. Look at this.
Well, if you have time, I could do that other one.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
If we have time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So this is another one that's in my top 11 for this year. Because as we know, everything goes to 11 and better.
Sure.
It's better to go to 11.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a Scott game because there's like maybe one page of rules, and it's all about creating your own dungeon. This is called Stone Spine Architects. The theme is just blah, blah, but some people will like the theme better. And this is kind of why I think Scott would like the game better, because of the theme. Now you're basically making the architecture of your dungeon. And how you're doing this? You just get a hand of cards, you draft one card, pass it to the left, just like Seven Wonders, and then you're placing your card into your dungeon. Now you're doing one row at a time. There's 4. You're going to end up with 4 rows of 4. At the beginning of the game, you're also going to have kind of almost like a blueprint card where it's going to tell you different things that you want to have in your dungeon. Like at certain spaces, you may want a kobold. At certain spaces, you may want traps. Now there's going to be different things you're going to have in your dungeon, like oozes, kobolds, traps, treasure chests, and point symbols in there. And again, that blueprint is going to tell you where you want different things, and that's going to help you get more points. You're going to get different depending on what you draft. You're also going to get different monies that money that you can use at the end of the round to get other kind of chits to put into your board to help you in case you didn't get it. Now there's also obviously chambers, because you want a good complete dungeon. There's going to be on your board, you're going to end up having a beginning of the dungeon and the end of a dungeon, and a real good maze is going to have a place to get from the front to the back. You want to get to the exit. You don't want to block yourself out, but it's really one of those things where as you're drafting, you really got to be careful to be able to get the places to meet up in the right place. And that's kind of the fun things. There's been many like video games in the past, like, what was the old ones, like pipes or whatever the hell they were called, different types of pipes games that you would play. And even BioShock had that mini game where it's almost like connecting the circuits. That's kind of what you're doing, is you're kind of using the corridors and you're wanting to connect the different corridors. It's a blast. Yeah. It's easy to play. You play 20 to 30 minutes. Also on BGA, Board Game Arena, you can play this game. It's awesome. It's not very expensive. This one might actually be in mass market. But it only plays, it's a 1 hour wonder, plays great and it's a great solo, plays at any place from 1 to 5. It's so easy to teach because within like 5 minutes of starting, you know what you're doing. And this is actually a good grandma game too, because, I call it a grandma game because, or grandma or grandpa words, they're the people that always go, let's just play. Let's just
right. I don't need to know the rules. I'll figure it out as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you really could with this game. It's really, really good. It's not very expensive.
I love these tiles, these like dungeon tiles. The way they create like artificial depth in the art is one of my favorite looks.
Yeah.
I love that look so much. That's so cool. Yeah, this looks like a banger. I'd play this. Look at these little pieces,
really
little
cool.
chits.
I like the gelatinous cubes.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Everybody likes a gelatinous cube. You get all this kind of Skeletor stuff in there. Skeletons. What I
And
meant to
there's other ways for scoring. I won't get into that. You know, you're drafting other things at the end of different rounds, but just drafting is just so much fun and so easy. Just kind of getting a hand of cards, picking one, and sending it on. So that's why I think Scott was. I think that's a good mechanism for you.
Good.
Take one, pass it on.
Good deal. I'm like the grandpa grandmas. Just play. Let's just learn it as we go. That's the joke anyway. Hey, Dan, this is great. Now we've got 2 games to everybody. Fromage and Stone Pipe Architects, right?
Spine.
Stone Spine.
Stone Spine. What did I say? Stone. I don't know what I said. Stone.
You said Stone Pipe.
Oh, pipe. Stone Spine. Go check it out. Dan, anything else going on your side of the world that you wanted to mention to people?
Tomorrow night, we're recording our Game of the Year show on the Geek All Stars, so you can see what game I actually put into, when we have the conglomerate of all our different All Stars, the people that are on the show, and all the different co-hosts. We put everything together, our top 11 list, and we get our top 11 for the year. So that'll be a lot of fun, and that should be out by the end of the week on the geekallstars.com.
For the year of 2024, right? You're like the Oscars. You
yes,
do
for last year.
Yeah,
Not for, for Game of the Year for 2024.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of the year. I'll be at a really cool little convention next week called Adam, which has got a lot of influencers and reviewers and stuff. Go to the Board Game Ranch. If you ever heard of the Board Game Ranch, you do a search for it. It's an Airbnb down in Missouri. It can fit up to like 20-something people, and it's got a huge 3,000 game library. It's crazy. You could have some really cool little events down there. It'd be a great place for a little TMS meetup for sure.
Nice.
But it's the Board Game Ranch, or the Gamers Ranch, I think it's called, or Gaming Ranch, Board Gamers Ranch down in Missouri. I'm going up there, so keep an eye on my Twitter, Geek Jock Dan, down there, because I'll have some great games for next week that we've gotten to play.
There you go. If you can stand using Twitter, you can stand following Dan. All right, that's the deal.
And I know a lot of people are really hoping, me included, that you're going to make it to TMS Vegas. So keep us.
Yes, I'm still working on it. I've got a meeting next week with higher up to see if I can see what kind of strings I can pull to get that weekend off. It's a mess.
Yeah. I'd love to have you in Taskville, is what I'm saying. So.
Oh my God, I've been studying up and watching the different, because I'd never watched that show before. Now I'm trying to see what kind of shenanigans you're going to pull on us, Brian.
It's a lot of shenanigans, is what it is.
All shenanigans, nonstop, wall-to-wall shenanigans. Dan, have a fantastic month. We'll see you next time for even more.
See you, boys.
See you, Dan.
All right.
Cool.
We did it. Reminder, today I did a live coverage of the Xbox Indie event, so today is the Monday show. Yeah, so even though it's Tuesday, we're still doing it. Me and Carter, noon today. Check it out, frogpants.tv. There's already a live stream all set up, so if you want to catch that a little bit later today, you can. Brian, you got anything else going on today?
I got nothing else going on. Actually, I take that back. A new episode of Soundography coming out today, I believe. Oh, I have to see who it's about. We did Black Sabbath last week, so that's the one that's currently up on the feed.
Mm-hmm.
And the next episode, Sheryl Crow is the newest one up on the feed. The episode that's going up next is going to be Love and Rockets.
Ooh, I like Love and Rockets.
Band that came out of Bauhaus and Tones on Tail, and really had a great run. And I had not listened to a lot of those episodes or a lot of those albums, so really, really cool.
Bauhaus is great, man. They pooped out Peter Murphy. He did his own thing. And then you got that.
David J. Yeah.
What an awesome source material for these.
For sure. A lot of great content for that one.
Yeah.
Paul Macias is joking. I don't know if he's joking, but he says Blackpink. We're doing an episode with Tom Merritt about K-pop at some point this season. So you, even though you're joking, don't worry. We've got Blackpink coming on the show.
Yeah, there you go. Those girls are great, man.
They sure are.
All right, then. Well, check all that out. Also, just a reminder, we talked about at the top of the show. We'll mention again at the bottom of the show. Tickets are available for TMS Vegas. Head on over to tms.vegas to get your tickets, and or frogpants.com/TMS has a link as well. It's also up on the Frog Pants shop, so it should be easy for you to find. All the details are there. It's important you grab them. So if you're coming, you got to grab them if you want swag, especially. And we can't wait to see you guys in the end of April.
For sure.
It's going to do it for us today. Brian, let's play a song and leave these people to their own devices.
Yeah, this is a fun one here. Oh my gosh, this is gonna really test my French. This whole thing. Maxime Paradis Girard wrote in and said, "Hey, saucisse and brioche." Maxime from Quebec, Canada. Can't believe it's been 13 years already since I've started listening to TMS, and also the first time I've requested a song on my birthday. Just getting to 38, so hopefully not the old lady. Nope, you get the little kid.
Yeah. Here, I'll do it for her now.
Okay.
There you go.
Love it.
Happy birthday.
You guys are part of my daily routine, and you've kept me sane, happy, and helped through difficult times. Also, big thanks to Wendy. Merci beaucoup. And love the show, though. Can I get a clip, clop, and honk? Jeez.
Oh, my gosh. She wants it all. That's okay. We're here to give it all. Let's see if I can find... The clip clop's going to be the tricky one. Let's see. I should have it handy, but let's see. Clop. Okay. Here she is. All right. So this is that lady.
In the clip, in the snowball clip loss.
And the clip clop. All right. And then what was the other one? What'd she say?
Honk.
Oh, honk. We can do that guy. Where is this one? Is it this guy? There he goes.
That's the guy. There he is. Woo, thank goodness. All right. Very cool. Well, Maxime, hopefully you enjoyed all that. He says that his favorite artists include 3 Days Grace. No problem. That's I've got some great covers to play for you from them. Let's get to this one right here. It's a cover of the song by Gautier and Kimbra from so many years ago. It's somebody that I used to know. Here is 3 Days Grace.
Hello, I'm a tailor, and your pant size is frog. You're always welcome at frogpants.com.
Now the son of a bitch is gonna smell just like the slaughterhouse.